Here are a bunch of lightsaber stand options from various companies, and I just thought I'd make kind of a collection video for you guys and give you a brief overview of each type of stand. So on the far left we have an acrylic stand, and this is from Saberforge, and you can see that this model fits up to 3 sabers. I didn't realize that initially. I thought maybe it was just for one. But it's a very simple design, and I got it as part of a promotion where you get a free stand with your order. One thing I don't like about at least the stand that I received is, so you connect this stand together and some of the parts are kind of, they don't fit together quite right. So, it's supposed to fit together pretty snugly, but it doesn't quite fit the design of this stand. Otherwise, it looks pretty nice, but I don't like that it is very loose fitting like that. So that's a downside of that stand. Now over here is an acrylic stand, and this one is from Ultrasabers. So Ultrasabers only has one stand design that they sell right now, and sometimes they have this stand along with some kind of promotion that they're doing. So it's a very basic stand, and you can see it's kind of this clear acrylic at the top, and then the bottom is a little reflective. So another basic design, and what's nice about this Ultrasabers design is it's adjustable. It's a 2-piece stand, so you don't have to worry about it, your saber kind of working with it. This stand could work with a variety of sabers of different sizes and such. Now over here, okay, this stand, this is one that I came up with myself. This is a stand made out of Scrabble tile holders. So all I did was I took 2 Scrabble tile holders that I have and basically turned it into a stand. Now I have heard it doesn't work with every style of Scrabble tile holder, but the ones that I have, it works fine. You just kind of put it down like this, put your saber on top, and voila, you have a very basic stand. So that's kind of a fun hack, easy hack, maybe if you have Scrabble at home. Now, okay, in the middle, this is maybe the first one I should have talked about, right? This is a vertical stand, so this displays your hilt vertically, and this is from Rim Sabers. So these vertical stands are a little different. Obviously you need more shelf space if you're going to display it that way, but it would be good for a tabletop or somewhere where you're not as worried about, how much vertical space the saber is taking up. But yeah, that's kind of a cool design. And it's plastic, it's 3D printed plastic, and there have been a lot of 3D printed saber stands kind of appearing, especially on Etsy. So, and that's where this is from. Outer Rim Sabers is based primarily on Etsy. So you can check out their stands there. And I have a few other stands from Outer Rim Sabers here as well. Actually, I'm going to move this out of the way, and I'll put it over here. So these 2 stands kind of behind this vertical stand, these are also from Outer Rim Sabers. Maybe I have to move this. Okay. So here's one, and here's the other. Those are both from Outer Rim Sabers as well, and they are also 3D printed. And what's nice about both of those stands is it features the saber really well. The saber is kind of displayed right on top of the stand, but you also get to see the logo, so that's a nice benefit of that. Now moving to the kind of back rows that I have here. Okay, so this stand over here, this is from SaberWars, and SaberWars is another Etsy seller. And this stand is nice. It's made out of aluminum, so it kind of gives you a nice quality there with aluminum, especially since sabers are typically made of aluminum, so it kind of complements sabers that way, but it also is kind of a nice high quality feel to it. So here's this stand a little more close up, and you can see there are some logos on the side, and this seller did offer a few different logo options, but it's kind of nice it's metal. I thought that's kind of neat. So again, that's from SaberWars, and it is a stand for 2 sabers, for displaying up to 2 sabers. Now the other one back here that kind of pops out, this is a wooden stand, and that's kind of nice. It has a sort of a Japanese inspired stand, you know, for displaying Japanese swords like a katana. And this is from CrutchfieldWoodshop, another Etsy seller. So let's see, let's bring this one a little closer. So this stand, like some of the others, takes a little mild assembly. It came in 3 pieces, and you can also attach these pieces with screws on the bottom. I haven't done that yet, but it did come with screws to do that. And so yeah, the wood stand is also very nice, and especially since it has that Japanese influence behind it, that was kind of a nice feature of this one from CrutchfieldWoodshop. Okay, let's see. I guess I'll put this over here. Now getting to the back. Let's see, I'm going to move the camera up a little. So this stand back here is for the Star Wars The Black Series Force FX Lightsabers, and it's a plastic stand. And it has a few different ways you can use it. So I have it one of the ways you can use it where you just kind of put the hilt portion of the saber on the top. There are a few different ways you can actually mount it on the wall, and you can also flip it over and display the saber that way. So that stand has some versatility, but it's also designed with the blade in mind. So with the Star Wars The Black Series Force FX lightsabers, the blade isn't removable, so the stand kind of has that in mind, and it can be a little harder to find stands that will accommodate a saber like that with where the blade is not able to be detached from the saber hilt. So that's kind of one of the benefits of those Star Wars The Black Series Force FX lightsabers. It comes with a stand that will work well with that saber. Now finally, in the very back row, that's not technically a lightsaber stand. So that is a wine box, and that's from Etsy seller EngraveMyMemories. And I was just kind of looking around, and I thought, you know, some of these wine boxes, I bet they would be about the right size, you know, to display a lightsaber. And sure enough, it works really well. I've always been very happy with that. So that's possibly an option that you would consider exploring as well. You could take a look at some wine boxes. You just want to make sure that your measurements for the saber will match the wine box. And the same goes for these other stands, you guys. So some of the stands are highly adjustable, kind of like this Ultrasabers stand here. This could work with just about any saber since it's 2 pieces, and also since the part that holds the saber hilt is very forgiving. It's kind of wide, so it could accommodate smaller sabers, larger sabers, whatever. But some of these other stands, you really want to make sure that your specific saber hilt will work well with the stand. And sometimes it'll kind of work and kind of not. For the most part, the stands that I have here, you guys, work with my sabers pretty well. So still, it's worth maybe asking the seller in advance if you have any doubts about it. But at any rate, these are just a few different stand options you have. There are many more out there, and some of them are very fancy and expensive. Some of them light up. I don't have any experience with those yet, but they look pretty cool. You can easily spend $100, $200 on a stand, you guys. But you could also just spend maybe around 10 to 20 as well. So here are just a few different stands from around the internet for your lightsabers.